Hello, I'm Drew Rance, and today we're going to be doing my predictions for the Spanish Grand Prix of 2026. We are back. This is going to be a great weekend. I say it every weekend because it's F1, and when is it not a great weekend? Even Monaco was a great weekend for me because if they're racing, I'm having a good time. So let's talk a little bit about the race and how things are going to go. I've got my predictions set up. If you're new to the channel, you wouldn't know that I do predictions every single race. And on top of that, I have the best predictions because I make crazy predictions, not just the regular ones. So subscribe and you'll see every single one of my prediction videos throughout the year. So with that out of the way, let's get straight into these predictions. For my bold prediction, I have McLaren as the second best constructor. Now, what does that mean, Drew? Well, it means that I think Lando and Oscar are both going to do really well this week. I have Lando finishing P2 this week, and I have Oscar finishing P4. That is my actual prediction. But there's levels. I tell you my narrative of how I think the story is going to go. You get to see what happens and how it plays out. But my main prediction is that McLaren's going to be second best. Whatever the order, if they're still second best, I still get the point. But I'm telling you how my narrative is playing out. If you don't know this, McLaren is a Mercedes beneficiary. They take the engine, the same one that Mercedes has. And because this is more of a straight line circuit, Barcelona has less corners, so it doesn't favor Ferrari. It doesn't really favor Red Bull either. I think the power unit is going to be helpful. And so I do think that it'll be a Mercedes and McLaren fight for 1, 2, 3, and 4 this week. Now for my second prediction, I do a championship leader prediction. So that would be Kimi Antonelli this week. Kimi Antonelli, P1. P1. Guys, I don't think I've predicted Kimi Antonelli to win two races in a row this season. I think I've predicted him to win one race this season, but not two. I think he's going 6 in a row. I think the guy's got the pace. This is more of an open circuit. Barcelona is a very common track. If the guy that's got the most pace right now in the best car right now is going to do it, he's going to be able to do it just fine in Barcelona. I think he's going 6 in a row. I think he's going to have an extension on his streak, and I think he's going to do pretty damn well this week. So I have Kimi P1. Now for my biggest loser. This one is tough because this is my team, but I do think Red Bull is going to be the biggest loser this week. Not Racing Bulls, Red Bull. I think Red Bull is going to be the team that has a struggle. We saw Max Verstappen qualified P2. They had some problems. He wasn't able to get off the start. We saw all of that in Monaco, which was last week. They haven't had a whole lot of time to recover from this and figure it out and fix it. They haven't had any time. And in the meantime, Isaac Hadjar's podium got taken away and given to Pierre Gasly. We've got a lot of problems this week for Red Bull already because Hadjar is probably not in the right mindset. And Verstappen is Verstappen, okay? But he can't do anything if the car doesn't work. To me, Red Bull is just not going to have a good race weekend. I don't see it. They don't have the car for it this week, and they don't even excel in straight line. Now, for my unique prediction, you guys are going to like these. The unique prediction is one that you don't see a whole lot of people making. Carlos Sainz is going to score points, and he will have scored points 11 times at this circuit in his career. In a Williams, which is obviously not a very great car at the moment. They're still heavy, and I think he's going to be able to handle it. I think he's done it, and he's been in better cars than where he's at right now, but I do think he's going to be able to handle it just fine. So, Carlos Sainz, probably P10. Now for the midfield prediction, Audi is going to have a good weekend as well. I think that Audi as a team, not just Gabriel Bortoleto, I think Hülkenberg is also going to perform well. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to double points finish. It's a possibility. I don't necessarily see it happening with Carlos Sainz also getting points. That's my problem. I don't think that both events happen at the same time. I think one or the other is going to happen. And so that's kind of my issue with this one. Is I don't want to say that it's a double points finish because I don't see all three of these things happening at the same time. I think Hülkenberg is going to end up P11 again. That's what I think. I think Sainz is going to split the two, and I think Gabriel Bortoleto is going to end up P9. But what I mean by a good weekend specifically is I mean good qualifying. Like, I think Hülkenberg is going to make it out of Q2 this weekend. Crazy prediction. Now that is special. And then I think we'll see how it goes. So let's move on to my backfield prediction is that Valtteri Bottas is going to outqualify Sergio Perez. So this hasn't happened a whole lot this season. For those of you that don't watch the backfield, people like to watch the middle of the races and stuff. I like to watch the middle of the races. I like to watch the back of the race. I like to see what's going on with Aston Martin versus Cadillac. So we're in the backfield, and Sergio Perez, I believe, has outqualified Bottas 4-2 in the 6 races that we've had so far. I believe that's what it is. It could be 5-1. This would be kind of a big deal if Valtteri Bottas swings it his way. Now, I said at the start of the year, I thought Sergio Perez was going to be the worst driver on the grid. Turns out I was wrong. Turns out it's still Lance Stroll. But it might be Valtteri Bottas, but it's hard to say. Stroll's catching strays, and not much else I can tell you about that. All right, so we're moving on to my DNF prediction. I think that Alex Albon is going to DNF this week. This one is pretty reasonable. I think Williams is struggling a bit with the car. I'm looking for a bit of Carlos Sainz magic because I think he's one of the best rated drivers on the grid, even though he's very underrated. I think Alex Albon is still a good driver, but I think that his car is going to have some problems. He's already had problems in free practice 1. They may just try to finish the race, but I'm more than confident that he'll probably just DNF. And I'm predicting specifically with this DNF that he is not going to crash, that it's going to be more of a pull into the pits, we're retiring the car kind of DNF. That's what I'm feeling from this weekend. So going with Alex Albon for the DNF, and that will do it for me. In the future, I think I may try to stream my predictions because, I'm starting to get busy. I got to move out. I got to move back in. I've got a lot of stuff going on, and if we're going to have a lot of these weekends and, sometimes it's a lot of work to record these videos and then edit them afterwards. So not really sure where we're going with that yet, but I think the solution for when I go to law school will be that I just stream my predictions and reaction videos, and I won't be able to record or edit them the same way because I won't have the same time. But if I stream them, then everybody will be happy because I'm talking, I'm having my predictions out. I think we're going to do that, and then I'll have an occasional solid video come out, hopefully once every 2 weeks. That would be the plan. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thank you all for being here, and comment down below who you think is going to win this race this weekend. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.